I'm always giving you what I'm very, very sure of and what you need to know about medical conditions, uh, things that you would have to know. I'm very happy for you guys, you've supported me. Now, today I want to talk about HIV and strictly on first-line treatment. Now, on first-line treatment, we are going to look about the classification on some of these drugs that we use for the pediatrics candidates. Okay, now today basically looking into the non-nucleoside transcriptase inhibitors. We have just two drugs that we commonly use, that is efavirenz and nevirapine. And then we have the nucleoside transcriptase reverse inhibitors. We have abacavir, we have lamivudine, we have tenofovir, we have tezonavir, okay? And so many and so many, so many. Then we have the integrase strand transfer inhibitor, like the dolutegravir and the raltegravir, the DT. Okay. Now, the most important group also is the protease inhibitors. The protease inhibitors, we have the lopinavir. Okay. Now, basically, we are going to look into the first line management of HIV. We always have the first line and the second line. We normally go to second line if there is treatment failure of the first line treatment. Now, in the first line treatment, in some of the classification, the drugs that are in some of the classification that we've just done right now, we have some of these criteria that we use while giving out these drugs. We have the weight change, and we also have the exact age where we start using the HIV drugs under the first line docket. Okay. Now, at 4 weeks, we introduce the ARVs, and now we look at the weight. There are drugs that you can't give below 20 kgs, and there are drugs that you can't give even above 35 kgs. Because above 35 kgs, they have also moved from some drugs to another drugs. That's how we change the drugs. That's why we normally have HIV clinics for children and and also for adults, based on how they react to the drugs and based on how their viral load is suppressed. And so there's so many things that we really look into before we switch a patient from a first line treatment to a second line treatment. Okay. And even the WHO classification of HIV, there's what we find in the first and up to the fourth class. Okay. Now, at 4 weeks, at 4 weeks, there are drugs that we use. At 4 weeks, we have what we call the AZT plus 3TC plus RAL. Okay, that is at 4 weeks. Okay, we have atezonavir. 3TC is always, you'll always get 3TC in all this combination. The lamivudine, you'll always get it in all this classification or this combination of these drugs. Now, instead of using raltegravir in cases where this will be interchanged with nevirapine, the raltegravir will be interchanged with nevirapine. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Now, above 4 weeks, we'll have to switch gears again. We'll use ABC plus 3TC plus LPV stroke R. The ABCs are abacavir, lamivudine, and lopinavir. Okay? Now, When do we use DTG? DTG is introduced above 20 kgs. Okay? Now, above 20 kgs, we use ABC, that is abacavir plus 3TC plus DTG. Okay? Anything to do with between 20 kgs to 35, to 35 kgs. This is the combination that we do. Okay? Now, anything above 35 kgs or any child above 35 kgs, we introduce what we call TDF plus 3TC plus DTG. That is above 35 kgs. And you really have to be ensuring that all the protocols are really considered. Above the age, above the weight, signs and symptoms, you know, everything you really have to consider. The HB, you know, there are certain HBs that you don't give drugs, like the HB less than 9.5. If you give them certain drugs, this will really interfere with the children profusely. Now, TDF is a very, very key drug here. It is under the NRTIs, the nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors. There is where it falls. Then lamivudine also fall under that category. DTG is under the we call the integrase strand transmitting inhibitors. Okay. Now you'll get that most of the times scenario where you want to change some of these drugs, you'll be considering the weight, the age. Okay. Now that is the first line treatment of HIV and AIDS, and that is how we do it. Now, thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and may God bless you. Next time we are going to see how to manage the HIV and maybe some children have developed TB, tuberculosis. How you, for example, if a child is having HIV and AIDS and is lopinavir, you boost. This is how you super boost the lopinavir. Okay. Now that one we are going to check in the next class. The DTG is a very good drug. It really helps in viral suppression, and it has been used from so long. And this combination is one of the best. These are above 35. The TDF, TTC, and DTG, that is the first line, even management of adults. It has been introduced and it has worked so well. The efavirenz has been rubbed off because of some of these effects, side effects that it used to bring to some of our patients. Okay, now that is what we have to learn about the first line treatment of HIV. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's learn together, and I love you all guys. Thanks. Cheers.